We from New York City. You country boy Mississippi, we can get over on them. They from New York City. Most people from New York City, and I went to college in Baltimore, Maryland, they do think that we slow. They do think that we slow down here in that level. And city council was good with me because most people say y'all don't read everything, you don't go through. Most of y'all will say you don't hear. But they say we don't read and we don't look into these things. And I think that was definitely the case with this situation. I don't even know if y'all even knew her husband was a Morehouse man. Had a relationship with law firms that do business with the city. Do y'all even know if you even care? I'm just saying. You guys voted for an HR man who was doing an investigation in Miami to be over in resource. Y'all voted for that. You could have Googled her name and that a lawsuit would have popped up. But we got the OIG. Shannon Mellon got her husband's name is, you know what I'm saying? We got a different, who still resides in New York and working in New York. There's no telling who's doing business with the city of Atlanta, who they might be protecting over there at the OIG office by saying, no, we're not going to investigate them. We'll investigate these people. Come on, man. I'm a private citizen who was born and raised. I do so much for the community. You know what I'm saying? Before my time, I'm going to give a special shout out. You know what I'm saying? To Rollo and the Famgoon community who do extraordinary work. Man, put your hands up, guys. Do extraordinary work over there in Byron City, Mr. Byron Davis District. Shout out to you guys, man, and council. Please take this on this, because this is very serious, and this is factual information that you guys can look up and see about happening. That's what it is.
Dr. Robinson said my name. Dr. Robinson was at our Pittsburgh Neighborhood Association meeting this weekend, and the questions around the OIG did come up. I know last week, I was appalled to know that the only thing we know you for is coming to this stand and being loud about Atlanta, and proving your love about Atlanta. We were appalled to know that you were investigated. So that's why I asked her specifically, did this truly happen? And I hated her answers. The statement that were made in my meeting this weekend, they told me not to mince words. The name that they used, right? The name they used was J. Edgar Hoover. Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover was the name. You get to choose who you want to investigate. Personal stuff that came from the East Coast. So I've never seen this. We don't need to be known as a city who's investigating private citizens because they come down and talk bad about us. So when we talk about what we're doing right now, I stand there and we say, I need to investigate the OIG. That's my request, that we can investigate her husband's ties to companies to the city of Atlanta. I heard you make this claim, and she said she investigated you because of claims that were said, so we need to open up that investigation and make sure we're protecting our city. And I think that she needs to resign. I'm that far, because if a person standing, a citizen of the Pittsburgh Community Neighborhood Association, this is a lady person at a meeting telling me that she's scared to come down to City Hall. She's scared to talk about her council. She's scared to hold people accountable. It's Atlanta, we don't move like that. She's supposed to be able to tell me, I mean, they can copy every name in the book. I mean, that's what I signed up for, you know what I mean? So, to understand that you can be investigating targeted, that's what they did with Dr. King. They chose that they want to do Dr. King, that same person. So, that came from the meeting. I try to keep the same words that are used. So this weekend, that word was used in our Pittsburgh Neighborhood Association meeting. And I stand with you on that. We don't need that in our city.
We have a few council members that was on here when she was there. But you guys know in your interview, ask yourself this. Did she make you guys aware that her husband went to Morehouse and have relationships in Atlanta that his firm he worked for does business? Just ask yourself that. If that wasn't the so, because if I work for the city and my husband and my wife or whoever, the male or female, does business with the city, you have to disclose that. If not, it's an ethical violation.
Next up will be Jimmy Hill. Due to yield the time, you'll have up to 10 minutes. You have up to 10 minutes.
Good afternoon. Jimmy Hill. I thank God for allowing me to be here today. Really, I just thank for waking me up. You know, I try to live by the word of God. I ain't perfect, but how you treat people. You treat people the way you want to be treated. But the Bible says be careful when entertaining strangers, for you never know when you might be entertaining an angel. What about Cornelius' head? Why has nobody been held accountable? Rest in peace, I pray for his family. Praying for his family from mental, physical, and emotional. When things happen in Atlanta, it's always covered. It's about city leaders covering up all the time. Scratching each other back, watching each other back. What about accountability? There's never no accountability. And I blame the community for that, because we need to hold y'all accountable. We need to hold city leaders accountable. No, city council, the decisions y'all making, affecting people's lives. Y'all are destroying people's lives just by being self-serving and just by being selfish. You know, it's just time to do something new. Do you have a conscience? Even though supporting the truth isn't popular. I mean, it's popular, but it's solely compassion for honesty and integrity. When you start supporting the truth. You know, when I went to the King's Summit on the 20th, on King Holiday, and it was cold out there. But you know me, I'm gonna have my Jessica Jimmy. I didn't bring me here, I'm gonna have my Jessica Jimmy exercise. If you don't know this, my son, he was murdered by Atlanta police 6 years ago right here. I'm gonna have my sign, it was cold. And I went to the store in Edgewood and ran into some of the guys, and we were talking, and they were telling me they were upset about what happened to Cornelius Taylor. And I'm hearing from the horse's mouth from some of the guys that were in the tent. And they said the police officer he didn't check. He supposed to have been patrolling and made sure he checked to make sure everybody in the area was secure. And he didn't do it. He failed to do his job. And the man got ran over. Why haven't you been held accountable? What about the man? Why haven't you been held accountable? What about yourself? Why haven't you been held accountable? But if not, let me tell you something. Now the king, going to the king. The king should have been knowing that homeless encampment been there for years, right behind the fish supreme. Why had they came to the mill? It's like y'all made a spectacle of this man, trying to cover up by doing a horse and buggy and having a funeral at Ebenezer. And I heard him say, talking about giving somebody that flowers up here today. What about communication? Why y'all ain't giving me flowers? What about the rest of the homeless encampment? Why haven't y'all given them flowers?
Come on.
Get them people somewhere to stay. Put them in a program. Do something. Come on, stop taking that money and waiting to trying to make Atlanta a beautiful city. A city too big to hate. Yeah, a city too big to hate to do the right thing. And that's what Atlanta's been about. It's about accountability. It's about accountability. That's what it's about. It's about accountability. We have to start holding. And not just at home, in these communities. Y'all are making decisions that are affecting these communities. I remember several years ago when y'all didn't have enough funds and closed down the YMCA over in Thomasville. Because at the United States country, but you got enough funds to do everything else. And I was just looking at the children's faces when they said, this is our home away from home. Where else we gonna go? Now I want to know how many of the children done got murdered in the street. I want to know how many children done got on drugs. I want to know how many of the children out here wandering around looking for love in all the wrong places. Come on now, y'all gotta do better with decision making. You gotta do better with the decision making. Now I'm gonna say this about my son, Jim Ashton. January 27th, 2025, there was 6 years. My son on there murdered. I don't need you to speak, because you're not going to do that no way, so I've been fighting for my son. Amen. You know, wrong is wrong, no matter who says it or who does it. We wait on the judge to make a decision, the federal judge, to make a decision on whether this case is going to be dismissed, either put in front of a federal jury, even though this case was already indicted, didn't have been indicted by Fulton County grand jury and charged for felony murder aggravated charged by letting know, why would this case even move to a federal court? Why would a state officer handling a state case, why would this case be allowed to be moved to federal court? why would the Atlanta Police Department allow this same officer, 26-year veteran at the time of the murder, with a trouble past, why would they allow him to be moved? Why would they allow him to come out to a There's so much corruption and everything going on in Atlanta. Atlanta needs to tighten up. And all the way they're going to tighten up, we start holding it all the time. I want to be past I want you to do. So like I said, the city is making that effect in the community. The city is making so many people out here dealing with mental health problems, walking around. So many people out here in the community with breast cancer, prostate cancer. Some of that money could be used to open up some of these facilities, some of these same facilities that you allow to close, like these hospitals, these mental health facilities. You know, I say this because I went to Greater Hospital. I had a large prostate. Went to Greater Hospital, and they were going to rush to put me out. Discharged me. The first day I went, they put the catheter in wrong, and I was bleeding. And that's those pictures where I just passed around. And I was bleeding. And I told them I put them on, they put it in wrong. And guess what? They sent me home. Discharged me at 2 o'clock in the morning while I was in pain. I went back up at 12 noon. Told them I was in pain. And they gave me a pill and sent me back home. 4 o'clock the next morning. Ain't worried about how I'm gonna get home. 3 times, and it happened again. And then that's when I get a call from Greater Hospital, and they tell me, Mr. Hill, we don't put the catheter in wrong. This catheter, I was bleeding every day.
Almost could have killed you.
I was bleeding every day. That's like the picture I just had, the blood clot. I had to go have a surgery at Emory Hospital in Midtown. I stayed in there a month and a half. Went in and had surgery November 11th. And I was released 3 days before Christmas. Almost 50 days ahead. Pain. I mean, they would give me everything from morphine to Percocet to the Dilaudid to everything. It didn't help. I had 6 blood transfusions and 2 surgeries. And which they cut my prostate, but they cut my bladder by mistake. And I had blood clots running from my leg to my prostate, to my bladder, to my lungs. I never have felt like this before. And that's why I went live on Facebook and told a lot of my friends, look, y'all don't want this type of fight. And it got to the point, and people know me, I'm a fighter. I grew up in the old East State Meadow when it was Little Vietnam. So people know I'm a fighter, and people know how I've been fighting for my son. But I never in a million years thought that I'd tell God to take my life. I told God to take my life. I was in so much pain. I never have, and I had friends call me from 20, 30 years ago and tell me, Jimmy Hill, we don't do it like that. You know we don't do it like that. And I thank people for their prayers. So I just want to let you know, this series y'all making, you're affecting people's lives. Open up some of these mental health. Get these in these communities. Even I seen a report the other day about women after a year they give birth, a lot of women die. And most of them is black women. You know, you have to do something, educate. Come on, y'all. Y'all can do better than what y'all doing. You can do better than what y'all doing. And you gotta do better than what y'all doing. It's about time to hold each other accountable. You know, it's just about this allowing them made it simple to what have and have not. If you have or you have not, the have stress each other back, the have watch each other back. All this corruption stuff going on. Come on now, you just treat people the way you want to be treated. Come on.
We're going to have up to 2 minutes.
Good afternoon. 2025 is going to be a very interesting year. Elon Musk is looking for fraud, waste, and abuse in federal government. the Atlanta Inspector General is looking for fraud, waste, and abuse in the city of Atlanta. The corruptors, in both cases, are trying to thwart their efforts. You have a chance to help the Atlanta Inspector General by filing 2501-009. Now, it's currently on the hold in the Committee on Council's meeting in the agenda today, but if you passed it or filed it, thank you. By the way, Wikipedia says the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl was played in Atlanta. If anybody watched that game, you know it wasn't in Atlanta.